As always, I want to thank everybody for sticking around today. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you guys. Now, as I said earlier this morning, our trading plan is our roadmap for success. If I don't have my trading plan in front of me when I come in each morning, if I'm not familiar with that trading plan, if I'm not following my strategy completely with discipline and patience, it's going to be a disaster waiting to happen. And so as we go over these trades today, I do want to remind everybody that what made this possible was the risk management of following our trade plan. There is risk out there. Please be careful with that risk, guys. There's so much opportunity in these markets. It's foolish to go risking without being properly trained. I'll tell you right now, being properly trained ahead of time will make this 10 times easier, will make you 10 times more profitable. But, don't take my word for it. I've only spent the first 5 years of my career banging my head against the wall, making lots of mistakes, blowing out accounts, stressing myself and my family out over it. There are just certain things in this world that if you can, you should go work with a professional on, right? Work with a mentor. Things like day trading, open heart surgery, dentistry, building the house that my family lives in. These are all things that I probably shouldn't learn on the job. Right? I probably shouldn't trial and error those. Trial and error for day trading is very, very expensive. So one of the things that we really look forward to doing is with members is providing them with the trading plan, providing with the structure, providing them with just the wherewithal to know dangers before they even come up. Right? Did you know that markets go limit up or limit down? Did you know this contract rollover every month on crude? Have you ever heard about risk-reward ratios, scaling into trades, scaling out of trades? These are all just different techniques that we're going to really nail down for you so that you don't need to go through all the pain and suffering that I had to go through the first 4 or 5 years of my career. All right, now that you know the value of the trading plan, let's start going over the trade we took today. We had some incredible trading opportunities this morning. Today we began knowing that it was a non-farm payroll Friday. And a non-farm payroll Friday is a Friday that's classified by lots of volume early. And it's a summertime Friday, so we were pretty much banking on the fact that after 10 o'clock news came out this morning, we probably weren't going to get much else. Now, fortunately, we began our day with a pretty solid plan. And you've heard me say this before. What should happen if it doesn't happen? What should happen if it doesn't happen? Something's there. And as day traders, we're always looking for, are we getting something different than what normally happens? Well, let's take a look. What do we see here? Now let's get rid of this one here. And this was posted this morning on the blog. What do we have here? This is what you call a price wedge. Now I'll use the triangle tool at NinjaTrader, obviously. There's your price wedge. Okay, so we had a wedge. And do you recall where we were when we began? We began the day right in the middle. So here we are right in the middle. Begin the day chopping around right in the middle of that wedge. And what were we talking about today? We talked about, okay, first things first, be aware of the time, be aware of the personality. It's a non-farm payroll summertime Friday. So get in, get out early. Take your money and run. We also knew that we weren't even going to look for trades in the middle. We were going to look for trades around the highs and lows. So right off the bat, we knew that we had some time here. So we dug in, we got our plan put together, and then look what happens. Bam. Crude jumps up. Now, at this time in our morning, we hadn't seen anything yet. So we expected that price would collapse and come right back down. That's what usually happens on crude oil. So price just goes, bam, right at 9 o'clock. And it's low volume. It really wasn't that great of a move. And so my exact words were, let's look to sell it. We're going to sell the highs on that wedge. It's just a matter of time before those sellers come in and push it lower. Well, it never really happened. Oops, sorry about that. What did happen, though, zoom in for you guys here. What did happen here when price kept going is it went all the way to the previous high of day. And we said, perfect, this is great. This is exactly, we've got these buyers exactly where we want them. Just one little slip and whoop, this will come right back down. And so we set up shop here to get short below the 60s. Right? I wanted to get short below the 60s. And so I get short below the 60s. I'm going to just follow the same plan I did yesterday. The same thing that we used yesterday in this trade room. But we don't get it. Now, that right there, what should have happened? Price should have gone up, and normally it'll fail and come down. What happened this time? It kept going. And when we saw this thing keep going, that's when we had no choice but to take that wave 1, wave 2, final target, all the way up top. So there were 3 wave patterns on here. There was the first wave pattern, which I took for a scratch. The second wave pattern, which made us plus 5, plus 15, plus 30. And the third wave on a 13 range chart, plus 5, plus 15, plus almost plus 50. So this is exactly where we got all the money out of crude today. Now, look at the Russell right now. The Russell pretty much did the same thing. So the Russell's the same thing. I personally traded crude. You easily could have jumped in the Russell. Just goes to show you, though, the effectiveness of this method on pretty much whatever you want to apply it to. So the reality was we were expecting a short, and I was looking for shorts. We didn't get the trigger for the first trade short at the highs, and what should happen didn't happen. Got long for the first trade. Unfortunately, took some slippage in the final target or on the stop and got a little bit of a loss on it. At that point, we were still open-minded to the short side because we hadn't really gone that much higher, and sure enough, 945, sellers tried again after that 930 open, and just it didn't go. Speed comes in, 10 o'clock news was bullish, and we take the trades long after seeing that the sellers were nowhere to be found. All 3 of them were fast-track patterns. All 3 of them were nice, healthy, well, 2 of them were nice, healthy winners. The winners overshadow the losses, and we finish our day for the second time this week over 115 ticks. Just a great example because, earlier this week, boy, we really had some struggles, didn't we? If you look at our totals here, we've really had a hard time. The last couple days, 3 out of the last 5 days have been real slow and real sloppy. So we definitely really love seeing this on a Friday, that's for sure. And going to a summertime Friday, this just kind of adds, it makes it all that sweeter. So an excellent job today, excellent work in the room, great job being prepared mentally and technically for that non-farm payrolls news report, and another great job being aware of our time and not over-trading. It would have been really easy for us to over-trade late in the morning, and we'd probably be stuck in some trades right now. All righty? Let's keep the questions going. Now, every Friday, I finish up, open floor for questions, and we're going to go over the news for next week.